Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be going over just quickly the building situation here in the U.S., specifically in Los Angeles and California. For those that are unaware, for today and yesterday, there has been a very, very large anti-ICE protest happening. If you don't know what ICE is, it's the Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. It's the police. It's immigration police, essentially. And there's been a huge protest. ICE agents are getting hurt. Property is being destroyed. It is crazy. And you know what? It's getting even crazier. Let's go over the timeline of events here. Well, we'll start here, anyways. If Donald J. Trump posted this, if Governor Gavin Newsom of California and Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles can't do their jobs, which everyone knows they can't, then the federal government will step in and solve the problem. Riots and looters the way it should be. So what happened? Well, it's exactly what you think happened. They are sending in the National Guard, ladies and gentlemen. They are sending in the National Guard. Here we have Caroline Leavitt, which is the press secretary of the U.S. In the recent days, violent mobs have attacked ICE officers and federal law enforcement agents carrying out basic deportation operations in Los Angeles, California. These operations are essential to halting and reversing the invasion of illegal criminals into the United States. In the wake of this violence, California's feckless Democrat leaders have completely abdicated their responsibility to protect their citizens. That is why President Trump has signed a presidential memorandum deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to address the lawlessness that has been allowed to fester. The Trump administration has zero tolerance policy for criminal behavior and violence, especially when the violence is aimed at law enforcement officers trying to do their job. These criminals will be arrested and swiftly brought to justice. The commander-in-chief will ensure the laws of the United States are executed fully and completely. The National Guard is going to L.A., ladies and gentlemen. Let's actually go through Caroline Leavitt's Twitter timeline here. Alex Pfeiffer says the National Guard is on its way. Here's a Fox News video here showing a man with a Mexican flag circling a burning car during anti-ICE unrest in Los Angeles as President at Real Donald Trump demands Democratic leaders get the situation under control. Wow. Wow. This is getting serious, huh? Sean Parnell says the National Guard has always answered the president's call to keep the peace and restore order in our communities, and that mission remains unchanged. Okay, here's what left-wing radicals waving foreign flags are viciously attacking ICE and border agents and obstructing official law enforcement activities in Los Angeles. Democrats refuse to condemn these despicable behavior, but this will not be tolerated by the Trump administration. President Trump will uphold law and order and continue to remove all dangerous illegal alien invaders from our country. The mob violence will be quelled. The criminals responsible will be brought to justice, and operations to arrest illegal aliens will continue unabated. Some wild stuff here. Let's actually go through some of this here. This is inside of the vehicle, where rocks are getting thrown at vehicle, and I think this windscreen shatters. So they're trying to drive through. It must have cut out, but I think the windshield is damaged there. Wow. Rioters in LA are smashing windows and torching the streets, not for justice, not for peace, but to scream death to ICE and defend illegal immigration. Holy crap. Free them all, huh? This is crazy. And this is before the National Guard even came in. So this is just the ICE and the local police, right? I believe this was yesterday.
Back up! Yeah, back up! Back up!
They're chanting shame. I think everyone could admit that's kind of cringe, right?
Fucking cowards!
Fucking cowards. I'm pretty sure they could have done a lot worse to you guys, but they chose not to, right? ICE chased out by localized patriots, Los Angeles. Well, now the National Guard is coming in.
Lotta, you're taking a live look at one of the protests underway in Los Angeles just a few hours after the mass immigration raids. Chris Christie is live in Air 7 with the latest.
Chris Christie?
That's right, Giovanna. It's a major protest going on about 2 hours now, is to basically encircle the detention facility, which is that building right there, where we understand there are actually some people inside of the building.
I'm Joe.
Okay. It's crazy this riot is in LA while the mayor of LA, Karen Bass, was for 6 years on the board of NED. The CIA cut out the specializes in starting riots and street protests. Before she helped the CIA start riots, she was a community organizer, professionally organizing protests. Karen Bass, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, in one of these things here's Karen's Bass statement from the 6th, so yesterday. This morning, we received reports of federal immigration enforcement actions in multiple locations in Los Angeles. As mayor of a proud city of immigrants who contribute to our city in so many ways, I am deeply angered by what has taken place. The tactics sow terror in our communities and disrupt basic principles of safety in our city. My office is in close coordination with immigration rights community organizations. We will not stand for this, Mayor Karen Bass. Now, in response to this statement, Kash Patel, FBI Director of the USA, Kash Patel, says, we will. Karen Bass says, we will not stand for this. FBI Director of the USA says, we will. Hit a cop, you're going to jail. Doesn't matter where you come from, how are you got here, or what movement speaks to you. If the local police force won't back our men and women in thin blue line, we at FBI will. Well then. This is Secretary Kristi Noem, which is the Director of Homeland Security. A message to LA rioters: you will not stop us or slow us down. At ICE Gov will continue to enforce the law. And if you lay a hand on law enforcement officers, you will be persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Let's actually go to ICE's Twitter page here. Anti-ICE riots destroyed taxpayer-owned property around Los Angeles. Okay, let's see. What's the taxpayer property? Oh, they're throwing rocks. What is this? Oh, geez, what? Hold on. No, not that. Click open this. What is this full statement here? Anti-ICE rioters destroyed taxpayer-owned property around Los Angeles, June 6th. Here are more photos of the aftermath showing death threats and profane language spray-painted on taxpayer-owned property and walkways littered with objects that had been hurled at federal law enforcement. Our officers and agents continue to enforce immigration law in L.A. despite violent protesters. ICE operations in L.A. this week resulted in 118 alien arrests, including 5 gang members and numerous criminal aliens. Despite what you may be hearing, the record checks show that we arrested illegal aliens with criminal histories, including child cruelty, domestic violence, drug trafficking, assault, robbery, and human smuggling. And if we go through this, it does look like they kind of showcase some of the damage and whatnot. Even over here on the own White House Twitter account, here they are repeating what Trump stated Trump's statement earlier today that we've already read, Caroline Leavitt's statement, J.D. Vance as well. Many things here. Actually, let's just go ahead and go straight to J.D. Vance's page and see what all he has to say. Insurrectionists carrying foreign flags are attacking immigration enforcement officers. While one half of America's political leadership has decided that border enforcement is evil, time to pass President Trump's big, beautiful bill and further secure the borders. He's just straight up calling these people insurrectionists. J.D. Vance is straight up calling these people insurrectionists. Wow. For the far left rioters, some helpful advice. Peaceful protest is good. Rioting and obstructing justice is not. The president will deploy the National Guard to quell these protests and any person who violates the law. One of the main technical issues of immigration judicial battle is whether Biden's border crisis counted as an invasion. So now we have foreign nationals with no legal right to be in the country waving foreign flags and assaulting law enforcement. If only we had a good word for that. There's an Asmongold video going over it, of course. Asmongold. He covers everything. He's so quick on it, too. He spends all of his day streaming, right? I think he showed a clip here of a guy throwing rocks. Yeah, this right here.
What is this? Why? That's just that's a regular ass car. Like it's.
I mean, that's probably an undercover vehicle, to be honest with you. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy, guys. It's pretty crazy what's going on. Here's that video as well. He's just throwing rocks. I love they're speaking Spanish. Wow. I mean, I will say that is one thing. If you're going to protest, maybe protest and wave the American flag instead of the Mexican flag. I know, ironically, I say that when I have a Mexican flag right here, but I also have an American flag as well. It just shows that, you know, you're here for the country, right? If you're waving the American flag, if you're waving the, you know, a foreign flag, then people will just be upset that, you know, it's foreigners that are doing this, like what J.D. Vance insinuated, that it being like an insurrectionist of foreign invaders. Right, and hear what I'm saying again, right here. This is another view of the people circling this burning vehicle for whatever reason. This person specifically says, "Not an American flag in sight." Well, Stephen Miller goes on and says, "Insurrection." Stephen Miller is the deputy chief of staff, by the way, so he's pretty high up, and he's out here calling this an insurrection now. This is what I'm saying, man. You gotta. If you're in the country and you're protesting things like this, you have to wave the American flag. If you're in America, you have to wave the American flag. Otherwise, people are just gonna look down on you. We have Elon Musk chiming in now. Look at this. So Mike Binns, we read this earlier, right? Elon Musk simply states "small world," and this is in reference to Karen Bass being part of the CIA that led out and starting riots. So. Even Elon Musk, despite his cutoff with Trump, he's still chiming in on this situation. Well, this is definitely a situation we're gonna have to keep an eye on. Yeah. Oh man. LA doesn't have a good track record with riots. They really don't. So. Let's just hope this doesn't escalate to something even bigger.